Check. You already know what it is, man. Spring Fling, man. We had to run this shit. We had to do it impromptu.
Yes, sir.
Take it away, man. Crazy shit happened.
Spring Fling, yeah. So, Mac Daddy Productions, there's a Spring Fling bash that happened. I want to say it was over in Mobile, right?
Yeah, Mobile. Pretty much like a big ass Woodstock for blues.
For blues, yeah.
Like,
a lot of black artists, probably nothing but black artists, I think, on the roster. Probably had at least over a dozen and a half artists.
Your OG Buchanans of the world, you know what I'm saying? The Saturday Stepper. Everybody that y'all know those.
If you listen to blues music, then you know it.
And if y'all been on the internet in the past day, y'all seen the tragic. I'm gonna call that shit a tragedy. That shit almost damn near worse than a natural disaster how they left that motherfucking venue. That shit's crazy.
There was trash everywhere.
But once again, like I said, it's a lot of people that are not pleased with the outcomes. A lot of people that are pleased. But overall, I think the preparation could have been better. But then again, maybe they didn't anticipate that many people, or maybe they did. They just
according to some of the people, they had people that were coming. We're talking about Mobile, Alabama, and of course, if you're a Pensacolian, you know Mobile is just right around the corner.
Yeah, hopping the skill.
We had people coming from Columbus, Ohio, New York, flying all the way down here to come to this event because it was that big of an event.
Yeah, like a big ass Woodstock for blues.
Sir Charles, King George.
Come on, man.
You know, Sky, Watley, Fat Daddy, Sweet Nay.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of different artists. But to
get to the meat, man. We all seen the footage and the content that has come about. For one, I would say overall, I think it was a successful show, but it was just the capacity. Overcapacity is an understatement. Like, overselling it is an understatement, bro. They had people parking for miles and miles on the median alone. Like, it was so many cars and people. Like, what is the police and like what can anybody do about it? I see if it was a couple people, yeah, you can give people a ticket. Bro, it was thousands of cars, thousands of people that didn't even get in.
This was a great example of how powerful the American people can be compared to authority when you compare it. There's one of the great, it's so funny because it comes from a child's movie called Ants.
Ants. I knew you were going to say
You already fucking know. I love that movie. And I love the scene in that movie where the grasshopper is telling the other grasshoppers that the ants outnumber us 100 to 1. And if you don't keep them in line, if you don't keep your foot on their neck, they will easily overpower the grasshoppers. We, as the American people, are the ants. We just, for some reason, we don't want to collect together for the right things. But for this, oh man, just if you're
and I want to say black people. Of course, I ride for black people. Americans, it translates and correlates to all people because we're divided. But yeah, black people for sure.
Black people for sure. And I'm okay with saying black people.
We're the most oppressed and disenfranchised.
Yeah, I'm okay with saying black people specifically because we have a tendency to not like to be called out on our bullshit or not like to. Whenever we get called out on our bullshit, here's our favorite thing to do. When we get called out on it, we don't want to sit in it. We don't want to accept it. We immediately want to call somebody else out on their shit. Oh, you want to call me out on my shit? Well, let me call you out on your shit. Like, bro, let's sit in your shit for a minute and let's find a way to do better. And then let's attack somebody else's shit.
And that shit yesterday was very ant-minded. A swarm, like it was a swarm of ants. Like the way they collectivize and they group think.
Yeah.
Bro, like once they all decided that they weren't gonna be held back by two niggas in security, like it's
some cops on some horses.
It's 5,000 of us out here.
Yeah,
it's 2,000. I mean, it's two people standing security, and we pay VIP. We got the coolers and everything.
People were breaking down the barriers. You know how you have the fences,
like all that shit.
Breaking the fences down, moving the fences out of the way, lifting them up, and going underneath the fences.
Because at that point, I imagine y'all met y'all quota as far as the door.
Yeah,
y'all already over capacity. Like nothing y'all can do, but say fuck it at some point.
Yeah.
But like, damn, R.I.P. to that motherfucking venue, R.I.P. to that whatever space.
Hopefully ain't nobody lose their life out because
Man.
this was one of them type of situations. You know, one of them stampeding type of shit. There's that many fucking people out there, bro.
Yeah. Luckily, there wasn't anything that would have made that type of crowd stampede. Because for sure it would have been something. But it was that big. It was that big. But because it was that big and so many people didn't get a chance to get in, it's so many people that are broadcasting their displeasure. Oh, yeah. It's people on Facebook, on social media that are posting these requests or demand for compensation letters, threats, basically stating we're going to take legal action if you don't.
It's my money and I need it now.
And
people want their shit back.
And these motherfuckers serious. They ain't just talking about ticket prices. They're like, no, I had to pay off of work, so you gotta compensate me for my overtime.
Oh man, for real?
No, dead ass.
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. It does make sense.
Nah, dead ass. It's people like asking for thousands of dollars.
Damn.
I mean, shit.
Yeah.
They asking for thousands of dollars, but I mean, like they definitely.
This is what happens when you.
Got it.
I mean, I hate to say it. And it may not even necessarily be true, but I know look at me, god damn it. I know how we can be sometimes. We will cut corners in order to achieve the goals that we want to get to. And that sometimes comes back to bite you in your ass. You know what I'm saying? When you don't have proper security, when you don't have, when you don't go through the proper channels and the proper things that you have to go through, when you don't jump through the hoops that you're supposed to jump through in order to set up certain events in a certain way, you end up getting shit like this.
Yeah.
It's the truth of the matter. Nobody wants to hear it. I'm not perfect. Let me go ahead and say that because I know people then going to want to, well, let me talk about you real quick, little fat black boy. Okay, I'm not perfect. I know that. I've got my problems. You can hash them out in the comment section. All I know is that for black folks, we need to do better at doing professional things.
You know the term, saying shoot for the stars. You may still like land on the cloud, but that's still higher than you were. I think they maybe they had the mindset, you know what I'm saying, we finna shoot for the stars on this shit. And maybe we only land on the cloud, but goddamn it, we finna make a success. They didn't anticipate they were gonna shoot and go past Mars and Jupiter with this shit. Like, no, hey, y'all picked the right lineup.
Yeah. You didn't dream big enough on what you thought was gonna happen.
Yeah. So for that, they may have thought that particular space was adequate enough for that particular venue, but it was not. It was not. I want to say, from what I saw, it looks like a good 35-40% of the people that arrived either had to stampede in or didn't get a chance to get in at all. So yeah,
I think they were probably just expecting people from the South.
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna have people from the South. It's just gonna be Mobile, Pensacola, this area. Now you have people from literally all over the United States.
Anybody like blues? Anybody like the step? Anybody that got their boots on the ground type shit. But speaking of legal action and people taking legal matters and people losing their legal cases. Dog, you want to take that away?
And losing money. One of the biggest misconceptions is that if you're a celebrity, if you're famous, you got a lot of money. That is not always true. If anything, I would say it's even more difficult to keep that money because you got to set yourself up for certain things in order to make that money. Mm-hmm. Sean Kingston is a prime example of that. Him and his mom they go to trial. I want to say it's early in July, but they are facing charges of wire fraud and scam. Over $1 million worth of scams that involves luxury goods. Damn, man. Sean Kingston, bro.
But the jail lineup, though, like the Spring Fling jail lineup, you got R. Kelly, you got Diddy, you got Sean Kingston, you got Tory Lanez in that bitch. I kind of want to get to that.
Make you want to jump in there real quick? Let me just go get this concert real quick.
I'm cool.
But yeah,
live streaming. I'll catch it on Kick. You know,
Blueface gonna be in that bitch.
Hey, he can take the tickets. What? But yeah, I watch that bitch on Kick or Rumble or something.
Yeah, but yeah, Sean Kingston and his mom. Only thing he could say was just protect my mama. Just he wants to leave his mom out of the whole situation. But yeah, it's very difficult being in a situation like that. I can imagine it being very difficult as a celebrity. And just being a person that's out here grinding, trying to create their own lifestyle and create their own money and do their own thing. If you don't got nobody that's giving you a paycheck every week or every 2 weeks, you got to go out here and get the money for yourself. However, motherfucker was scamming. Wire fraud. Like, I mean, you out here, when you doing illegal shit trying to get to your money,
You caught Will
It
Smith?
happens.
You caught Will Smith Drink Champs?
I did not catch his Drink Champs.
Well, for the people that haven't, you know what I'm saying, you haven't, of course, but that have, of course, Drink Champs, Will Smith Drink Champs, it's quite interesting. For one, it's interesting because Nori got dreads now. That's weird. But yeah, you know, Will Smith, of course, I stated this before, he's doing all he can do to save his face, you know what I'm saying? But he's on a press run, going wherever he can to promote his album right now. But of course, it's all in the grand scheme of just getting us to love him again. Which I would say, hey, we still love you, Will.
Yeah, fuck with you.
We love you, Will. And in saying that, you don't have to try so hard. We know you can still rap. You know you're talented. You don't have to try so hard to want to be liked again. Hard. You really don't, cause then it sounds like, cause then it seems like the old uncle or the granddad are like, let me get ball, let me get shit.
Yeah,
we know what you did back then.
Back in '84, we know you was the shit.
We know, and we respect you for it. Don't break your hip. I ain't saying Will is old, but what I'm saying is this isn't necessary. Of course, if it was off the cusp, it was something that I want to do, something that's been on my heart, then it's cool. And it's not for me to say that this isn't that. But I don't believe that, and the chronological order of that says that it's not. You know what I'm saying? It's just him trying to salvage his career.
And I think he understands his career and himself enough to the point where he's like, I can't do, like, for example, I can't do what Nas does. Nas, once again, he won a Grammy here recently too with his current run of the music that he's been putting out recently. So shout out to Nas and the good music that he's been putting out. Mm-hmm. But you don't see Nas out here jumping on every streamer's chat trying to promote his album and talk about his music and stuff. But Will Smith, I feel like because he's been away from music for so long, he's like, yo, everybody knows me as an actor now, so I kind of have to like push my music a little. You don't gotta do all that, Will. Just make your music, drop it. If we listen to it and fuck with it, we gonna fuck with it. You doing all of this extra shit is not gonna make people fuck with your music anymore. I personally have heard some people's reviews on the music, people close to me. My sister gave me her feed on it, and she said she wasn't feeling it. She said it didn't feel authentic. The lyrics weren't hitting as hard. So.
I didn't fuck with it myself per se. Because it sounded like he was trying too hard. He took a little bit from Eminem, took a little bit from this guy, from that guy, from this guy. Like he wanted to sound too relevant. You know what I'm saying? And it's what like to the point was like, dude. Well, for me at least, like, dude, I can see you. Yeah. I see what you're doing. It's not necessary.
It's not authentic. It's not
necessary. And for the people that's like, oh, he's spitting. Will is talented. He's forever talented. Yeah. But I mean. We know why you're doing it, and it's like it for me it does nothing but remind us as to why you're doing it. So it kind of brings back that memory almost. I would say just say where I did it, I'm still me. Whatever, I got a gig later. I'm still Will Smith. I still got kids. But yeah, we're gonna run this short. You know what I'm saying? I just want to waste a little time, do a little verbal cardio. Got an interview coming in soon, but yeah, the place.
All I'm gonna touch on last real quick is Terrence Howard. Hopefully you didn't let Diddy get in your booty. Y'all have a good one though. It's your boy Creator Trey. Love y'all. Peace.
Yeah, Trey.